right. Just drove by Orange Avenue. It is like drizzling, sprinkling rain, and I think it is cold out there. But anyhow, we are actually heading by Fort Pierce. So those of you who were following the earlier stream know that I'm heading south right now. So we're going by Fort Pierce right now, and I'm looking for a road called Midway, which should be coming up soon. This is Orange Avenue, State Road 68. I'm willing to bet they grow a lot of oranges here. I know this, as a matter of fact, they grow a lot of oranges here. There's a lot of orange groves in this area because the Tropicana juice factory is actually here. So that's what we're going to try to go take a real quick look at, drive by. We're not going to get out. It's raining, and I don't know if they give tours or anything like that, but just wanted to show you, those of you who might be curious as to where the orange juice comes from. But yeah, Florida is known for oranges, and the Tropicana orange factory is actually here. I think in between Fort Pierce and Port St. Lucie. So we're going to try to drive by there so you can see what it actually looks like. It might surprise you what it looks like, because the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's where they make the orange juice? Picture in your mind what you think an orange juice factory looks like, and I'll try to show you what it actually looks like. So Highway 70 is Okeechobee Road. Okeechobee is like this inland lake. It's like I think it's like man-made, huge lake in the middle of South Florida, and it's one of the gripes that people have is that I think they dump sewage into Lake Okeechobee, and then when it starts to flood, you know, it looks like it's going to flood, they release the water from Lake Okeechobee to flow out into the Atlantic Ocean. And it goes up along the coast, the east coast of Florida. And you remember how, I don't know if you remember some past episodes where I showed all the algae bloom, the algae growth and stuff. A lot of people blame the algae, you know how we get really nasty looking water along the coast of Florida. They blame it on the algae bloom being released from Lake Okeechobee. I think Lake Okeechobee may also handle, I'm not sure, the sugarcane issue. You know, they grow a lot of sugarcane or sugar canes. They grow down here in South Florida, and it uses a lot of water. But then I think they dump it afterwards. And I think I don't know if they dump it into Lake Okeechobee or they dump it directly into the Atlantic Ocean. But there's like a big complaint by a lot of people that the sugarcane industry, as well as the sewage and stuff from Lake Okeechobee, is what's killing the Florida beaches. You know, it's basically making all that growth and algae. By the way, if you're not aware, see these giant mountains here? Those aren't mountains. Those are trash mounds. I don't know if you can see it on the left here. I'm going to try to tilt the camera a little bit. But you'll see these giant mounds on South Florida. These giant mounds are actually trash mounds. They take piles of garbage and then they bulldoze them into a mountain. You can see that right there. But those are mountains of garbage. So what they do is they dump the garbage from the dump trucks, make mountains, then they pour dirt on top of that, pack the dirt down. Here's Midway Road, the road we want. So you'll see those mountains here in right by Midway. Midway Road right here, 712, the airport St. Lucie. So we're almost at the thing right now, but you'll see those mountains here as well as in South Florida. South Florida, I think by the casino roads, by Sample Road, as you head towards that way. I don't know if it's off Sample. There's like huge mountains of trash. So Florida makes mountains of trash and puts dirt on it. And that's how they get rid of the garbage. I think they do that throughout most of America. I don't know. I've heard of them shipping garbage to Mexico and to China. So, you know, America produces so much garbage, they can't even get rid of it all. So they end up putting it on barges and shipping it to poorer countries, which are kind of messed up. So the poor countries will take the garbage and then just dump it there. And then I think some of it ends up back in the ocean. You know, you've seen how plastics and stuff end up, you know, McDonald's plastic and stuff. And you're like, but America recycles. Now what they do is they ship that on a barge to a poor country, and then the poor country burns it or just lets it sit there, and then it makes its way into the waters, into the ocean. So here we are on Midway, and I'm going to try to find the factory here, if I can remember how to get there. Matter of fact, I think it's right here on the right-hand side, right here. I don't know if you can see the buildings there. These cars in. It's right next to the garbage. That's great. Our orange juice is being made in a factory right next to the mountains of garbage. I hope they're not pumping water from the ground. That means we're getting garbage water in the drinks. But this is a Tropicana. I think this is the Tropicana. I don't see their signs though, unless they've closed. There it is. I don't know if you can see the street sign right there. It says Tropicana. But basically, when the oranges are grown, you'll see big, huge trucks, like dump trucks. Well, I don't know. They're here. The trucks are all lined along the wall there. I don't know if you saw it, and the cars I was driving by, but there's like a million little trucks that get pulled, and those trucks are bins full of oranges, and they take the oranges and they crush them all. So that was the factory, and that was a really quick thing there. But that was the orange factory. I don't know. This is cement. So I guess they make cement here too, right next to the orange factory. But anyhow, they crush all the oranges, make the juices, package them, and then they deliver them to the supermarkets. But yeah, it's not what I pictured. You know, it's basically a big, huge, almost like a warehouse. I guess that's what they do. They take the oranges, they crush them, then I think they heat them up, pasteurize them or something. So, you know, they try to kill any bacteria and stuff. And then they package it into those cartons and ship them off to, I guess in the process they cool them. They probably heat them up to pasteurize them. Then they cool them down and put them into the containers. And they have to be delivered like refrigerated, you know, on a refrigerated cart to the supermarkets. But this is where it's made. And now you know where Tropicana juice comes from. At least some of it. I don't know if they have factories elsewhere, but this is the factory in Florida. Now we're on a road called Midway Road, which I don't know why it's called Midway, other than maybe it's midway between Florida, between North and South Florida. This is the U.S. Post Office here off Midway Road. I did not work here. I worked in the post office in Jupiter. I lived up here though. This is Port St. Lucie. This is where I lived when I was working as a city carrier, so a mail carrier. Speaking of which, there's a mail truck ahead. You know what's interesting about those mail truck is the driver's side is on the passenger side in America. And this is Saturday, and you see the mailman out there? That's not a regular mailman. That is a CCA. That was my job. City carrier assistant, delivering mail on Saturday. The regulars, they never work Saturdays. They get Monday through Friday. So this is city carrier assistant. Maybe somebody I know. We'll take a look. Yep. These things. You'll see his leg right there. I think that's his leg sticking up. It's a guy, not a girl. But see, the driver is actually on the wrong side, because you drive up to the mailbox and then you throw the mail in there. I don't know if you can see, there's like a little mirror on the rear of the vehicle. That's to help you kind of look. It's not so much to look to see if anyone's stealing anything, although it can be used for that. It's to look to see if there's anybody behind there when you back up. But really, the vehicle has a huge blind spot of like probably about 20-30 feet behind the vehicle. They cannot see. One of the biggest dangers I had as a mail carrier was that people see the eagle and they see that as a target $sign. So what people would do is, like, when they see the mail truck, they try to get hit by the mail truck. They literally will either run behind it or slam their car in while you're backing up on purpose, because what they'll do is they'll cause the accident, and then, you know, but see, the mailman always gets in trouble because he's backing up. And there's like protocol for backing up. You got to look to make sure it's clear. Then you, you know, look left, look right, honk your horn 3 times, and you back up while you're looking. But you can't see while you're backing up because there's a blind spot right here. Also, just a tip for those of you who want to know whether or not you can be seen by any vehicle, whether it's a mail truck or anything. Wow, this is what Florida roads normally look like. Always construction everywhere, and it's all weird looking. It's not even clearly defined. It's like, where are you supposed to go? But anyhow, like right now I'm in the blind spot. He wouldn't even see me here. You can be seen when you can see the driver in the side mirrors. If you cannot see the driver see the side mirrors sticking out of the vehicle there, whether it be a mail truck or a delivery truck or U-Haul or even a van or whatever, if you cannot see the driver, they cannot see you. So right now he might be able to see me, but if I move a little bit closer, I am invisible. And that's how it works, and that's how you get accidents. But yeah, people always aim for, especially South Florida, so many accidents here with mail trucks. And those things are, they look, you know, I thought of living in one, because I was living in a van while I was working the mail thing, because I was like, hey, this is really nice and boxy. And it's actually light. It's like made from aluminum. And the truck, I think they had either it was a Ford or a Nissan was the base. They have 2 different trucks. They have 2 different sizes of these. I forget what they're called, but they're 2 sizes of these trucks. One uses like a Ford, I think it's a 6-cylinder, and it's considered to have more power. And the other one, I think, is a Nissan or a Toyota, I forget. It's only 4-cylinder, gets pretty decent gas mileage. But these trucks, they're driven, like the average mail route, there's probably about 150 to 300 miles per day. That's how much they drive it. Well, if you calculate an average of, let's say, 40 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, and then you got an 8-hour, well, they're usually on the route for about 6 hours. So 6 times 30 would be 180. So if you're averaging 30 miles per hour, okay, which you don't when you hit the streets, but you could end up making like, well, you're going slow, but you're going through neighborhoods. So if you imagine the compound, the Palm Bay compound, that probably would have been 1 mail route or 2. Possibly, yeah, probably 1 whole mail route, maybe 2 for that whole area. Because it's like 200 miles. I know that on average, when I was doing the mail, I think I was driving about 180 to 250 miles per day. I think that's how much I was hitting. It depends on your route. See, they don't go by miles. They go by like how long it takes to deliver. They supposedly have it mapped out so they know how long it takes to go through a certain neighborhood. And when I was delivering, even though I lived in Port St. Lucie, I was actually delivering in Jupiter. And I delivered in Jupiter, the city, which is like full of normal people as well as rich people, like the big, huge mansions. And also delivered at this place called Jupiter Farms. There's like farms out in Jupiter. But the Jupiter Farms, even though they called Jupiter Farms, is the location. Some people were farming, but a lot of people didn't farm. They just had big land with horses. They own horses and stuff, and they did pottery and things like that. You know, that's how they made their money. We're on US 1, heading south now. There's some kind of, I don't know what that is. It had statues of horses and giraffes and stuff. We're on the Treasure Coast now. And this area is known as the Treasure Coast because I think in the past, pirate ships, you know, the pirates, they hung out around here. So they would travel up and down the coast of Florida, and they would actually crash their boats. You know, they would sink. They'd hit rocks or some other stuff. So occasionally, treasure washes up on these beaches here. Yeah, for real. Like gold coins and things like that. Spanish treasure can be found off the coast of Florida. And this area is known as the Treasure Coast, probably because a lot of treasure is washed up here. I think I don't know if it's Mel, what's his name? Hudson? I don't know, Mel something. He's a famous treasure hunter, diver. I think he has a museum over here where you can see some of the stuff they recovered. So off the coast here, there's sunken treasure ships. And Jupiter itself, you know, if you've seen my tours of the Jupiter Inlet, you know, they have all those lighthouses there because there are rocks in that area. And that's what was basically sinking the Spanish treasure ships. What the Spaniards were doing were, you know, exploring the New World, but what they were looking for was gold and the Fountain of Youth. So Florida has a lot of Hispanic influences and stuff because of all those early explorations. You know, the Spaniards pretty much landed in Florida. They went all up and down the entire coast of the Americas. And a lot of people think of America as the United States, but America is actually the United States, Mexico, you know, Central America, and South America. So that's why they call it South America. So the Brazilians and them, they're also Americans. They're just South Americans. So, you know, Americans, it's kind of interesting that we just say Americans, and basically we're people from the USA are called Americans. But we're really North Americans. Even the Canadians are Americans. So kind of weird how like one country takes over a term that is actually a generic term for all the people living there. But yeah, the Mexicans are Americans. They live in Central America. So, I don't know. Anyhow, I am going to go ahead and sign off. It is getting a little dangerous because it is a little foggy here and rainy and hard to see. But I thought you guys would enjoy seeing the Tropicana and seeing that it really doesn't look anything like what I don't know what you thought it would look like. But what I thought it would look like was a big brick building with, you know, but it wasn't. It was like a big, huge warehouse that looks kind of shabby looking, and it's right next to the city dump and the cement factory. So that's where the orange juice is coming from. Until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. I hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you are, and I hope you're managing to stay dry and to stay warm. Remember, carbon monoxide is a real threat, a real danger if you're trying to heat your vehicle with gasoline, you know, running your engine, or if you're burning wood or even propane. Okay, anything you burn, anytime you burn anything, you are releasing carbon monoxide. So keep that in mind. You want to keep your windows cracked open slightly to get some ventilation, and importantly, you're going to want to get a carbon monoxide detector. Make sure your batteries are good and that the unit is working correctly, and have that on when you're in your vehicle, you know, trying to stay warm or cooking food or whatever, because every year we lose people due to this unfortunate situation. If you are in a vehicle, living in a vehicle, and you do not have money for a carbon monoxide detector, make sure you contact me, Denoy, Denoy .deboer, DEBOER @gmail.com. I will arrange for you to get a carbon monoxide detector free of charge. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Bye-bye now.